You mentioned on other calls, not just this one, about journaling. Can you explain a little bit further on that?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think every time that you come across an area where you're a bit confused or a bit uncertain of like how do you respond to this? If I've said this and a prospect said that, why is that come up? It's always just journaling through what you think some of the reasons are behind it, and then I'm journaling even where you could be wrong as well. And then sometimes when it comes to like, for example, objections and concerns, the biggest thing to understand is like understanding your position on them. And then when you put yourself in the prospect's shoes and you understand the why, like why would I have given that objection? Why would that be a concern initially in the first place? Oh, it's because the setter would have said X, Y, and Z, all of that kind of stuff. You then kind of journal through and give yourself the answer to like how to respond to an objection just from thinking about it. And that's why I think the biggest thing to journal on is just putting yourself in the prospect shoes for a second. That's the exercise that I would do. Like one thing that I'm like not very good at is I'm not the best at attention to detail. I think that's something that I definitely struggle with when it comes to learning. Like the more details that I learn, the less that I remember, I find. So the way for me to learn stuff is I always look at things from a high level overview. Always. I always like to summarize things that I learn. Right. So if somebody gives me a long paragraph of what they've learned, I'm always going to say back a statement that summarizes what they've said, and it should sum it perfectly. And that's what helps me to learn more of the principles behind what's being done, rather than just like the mere situations and all of the details and specifics. So I think often you get the gold and actually you're able to implement multiple situations from understanding the high levels, rather than the details. That's a bit of a sidetrack to what you said about journaling, but I think that will just help you when learning something new. Is never just look at the mere details, look at what's behind it and the bigger picture of it.
Yeah, awesome, man. I made some notes here, but yeah, that's helpful. Really helpful for sure. Appreciate it.
Okay, mate. No stress.